What's up guys, we're back with a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be going over each team's rising star prediction for the 2021 season. So, before you look at all these, just take into consideration that it is my opinion. So I'd love to see yours. So for your favorite team or for a certain team, put in the comments what team, like what player you think will break out for that certain team, because I always love reading the comments and it's so much fun to look at. But before we do get into my predictions for the breakout players, make sure to drop a like on this video. Let's try to kick like 30 likes or something like that. And when you're there, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, so then you are notified when I do upload every day at 4 PM. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. For Adelaide, I've gone with Shane Mcadams. Now this guy was pretty much like the bright light for Adelaide this season. I think he came like second or third in their goal kicking. Even though they did have a pretty poor season offensively, he was kind of a bright light. He showed the sparks of X Factor. I'll say he probably is their X Factor player. His ability to take marks, he's a medium-sized forward, he can kick goals from anywhere, and he's probably one of my favourite Adelaide players to watch. So next up for the Brisbane Lions, I've gone with Calamachi. Now Calamachi, there's been rumours he could return to the forward line, but no matter where he is, I just know he's going to have a great season, because his season in the back half was absolutely great. His ability to intercept mark, run off half back, the ability to take a hanger. He's a great kicker of the footy, and I just feel like this could be the year that Calamachi finally puts his mark on the competition. I would have to say he had a very, very good year this year for the Lions, and I think that could be the reason why they did decide to let Alex Witherden go, because they just saw that Calamachi is actually breaking out into an actual star. So next up, we do have the Carlton Football Club, and I've gone with Zach Williams, the new recruit for Carlton. And I feel like that he going into the midfield for the first time in his career, apart from stints in the midfield he has had in the past, but a full-on season in the midfield will be absolutely great to see from him. I feel like if he plays anything like he did in that the 2019 prelim against Collingwood, he will be an absolute star of the competition. And he's on a very big contract, so I hope he's not a Mitch McGovern situation and he actually ends up finding out and unlocking his potential. Next up for Collingwood, I've gone with Isaac Quaina. Now this guy is a half-backer with explosive pace, a great kick of the footy, but sadly, so far in his career, he's just been injury prone. But he did play a lot of games for the Magpies this year, and I feel like with the team going to a younger direction, that this guy really should just step up for Collingwood. Next up, we do have Essendon, and I've gone with the new recruit, 2 meter Peter. Now this guy should be the #1 target in their forward line, and with the ability for him to even go into the ruck at times, I feel like this is the year that he finally breaks out into the player we all thought he was going to be at the Gold Coast Suns. He's only had 1 year so far where he has kicked over 20 goals in a season. That was the 2018 year where he was a stand-alone key forward. So I feel like with more opportunity and probably in a better team than that Gold Coast 2018 side, that he could actually break out at Essendon. Next up for Fremantle, I've gone with Adam Cerra. Now I'd have to say that I do think that Brayshaw did have the breakout year last year, even though this guy was very, very good, almost kicking goal of the year. But I feel like this is the year that Adam Cerra breaks out onto the scene and becomes one of the star midfielders in the competition. Next up for Geelong, I've gone with Brandon Parket. Now I feel like Brandon Parket really stepped up into more of a midfield role in 2020 and really showed his potential, and the reason that they were not willing to give this man up for Jeremy Cameron. Luckily they still did get Jeremy Cameron, but you can see all the potential that GWS did see in this man, and I feel like with a deep midfield that this man will get a lot more time in the midfield after what he did show, and a lot of players like Joel Selwood getting older, that this man should step up into an absolute great midfielder. Next up is another absolute outstanding midfielder, which is Matt Rowell. Now, this is probably on everyone's list as the breakout player, and Matt Rowell has been like his first 4 games are probably the best 4 games ever. And I feel like with a full season under his belt, praying he doesn't get injured, this could be the year that we see an absolute great young player and possibly the next Chris Judd. Next up, we do have the GWS, and I do have Jake Riccardi. So Riccardi has been an absolute hidden gem, you would almost have to say, being a late draft pick in 2019 and coming out, and he had like a game, I think it was like one of his first games, he did kick 4 goals, which is absolutely ridiculous to think that a player that was like, I think it was like the 56th pick in the draft and come out and have that type of impact at Optus Stadium. Like it's hard to go to Optus Stadium and win unless you're Austin Collingwood, but to be able to do that and being such a late draft pick, and now that Jeremy Cameron is gone, I feel like this is the year that we do see the emergence of Jake Riccardi. Next up, I do have Hawthorne, and it is Jack Scrimshaw. Now, after having an underwhelming start to his career at Gold Coast, since coming to Hawthorne, he's absolutely had a great start to his career, doing pretty much a modern day halfback, being able to rebound, elite foot on him, and the ability to intercept mark. To go along with the duo of him and Will Day will be absolutely a dangerous duo to see in the coming years, like Brighton. Next up, I do have Melbourne, and it is Sam Wiedemann. Now, with Ben Brown emerging, it'll take all the weight of having the #1 key forward on Sam Wiedemann. So, like, this is the year that him and Ben Brown can absolutely have a breakout, like, duo pairing, and could actually lead Melbourne into a finals berth for the first time since their absolutely great 2018 year. The next up is North Melbourne, and this is my prediction for the breakout for the whole year. This is Luke Davies-Uniacke. And I feel like for having more opportunity after like Sean Higgins has now left the club, I feel like Luke Davies-Uniacke, this is the time we finally see him come into his own after being a top 5 pick a few drafts ago. This could be the first year we finally do see what everyone thought he was with the Chris Judd comparisons, and it'll be interesting to see how this man does play in the 2021 season. Next up is Port, and I have gone with Mitch Giardis. Now, I feel like at Port Adelaide right now, Todd Marshall has not really lived up to being a second key forward at AFL level. Now, he still has to have so much time in his career, but right now I feel like in the spot that they are, with Mitch Giardis coming through, I feel like they should give him an opportunity, because they've given Todd Marshall an opportunity so far in his career, and even though he's not been too bad, I feel like he still has a lot of time to develop, even because he's like, I think currently like 21 or 22, Todd Marshall. So I feel like with the ability of like Mitch Giardis being able to step up into that role, because I feel like he's more AFL ready, he's already a built young key forward, the ability, the games he has played to kick goals, and he's really a bright spark to this team. It'll be interesting to see if they do actually play him instead of Todd Marshall, because I personally reckon that this bloke's an absolute gun. Next up, it is the Richmond Football Club, and I've gone with Noah Bolter. Now, Noah Bolter, with his first season as a key defender, has already become a premiership winner, and that is absolutely great to see that they have already found their replacement for Alex Rance. And this bloke, let's say, has all the tools to being an absolute excellent fullback in the AFL, and with the ability to be able to lock down the defender and be able to rebound, like he did kick, I remember that goal that he kicked from about like 60 out was absolutely ridiculous to see. And being, I think he's only like 21 or 22, that this man has so much time to develop, and I feel like this could be the year he finally breaks out into one of the best key defenders in the AFL. Now for St Kilda, I've gone with Nick Caulfield. Nick Caulfield was originally pick 8 in the 2017 draft, getting drafted alongside Hunter Clark, but after having an underwhelming first couple seasons to his year, we've seen that Brett Ratton ended up unlocking this man's potential, because now he finished like top 3 in intercept marks in the whole AFL, top 5 in marks in general, became one of the best intercept defenders in the AFL, and I feel like this is the year that he could even get an All-Australian nod. That's just how much hype I feel like could be around Nick Caulfield at the end of this year. Next up for Sydney, I've gone with Tom McCartan. Now, he is the brother of Paddy McCartan, and both starting their careers at a forward, but in 2020 he actually ended up switching into a backman, and he ended up almost looking like Jeremy McGovern out there. I'm not even joking. If you saw some of these back half of the Sydney games, this man's ability to read the football was unlike few others in the competition, and I feel like this could be the year that we finally see Tom McCartan break at AFL level as a key defender. Next up for West Coast, I've gone with, seems like an obvious choice, which is Oscar Allen. Now, Oscar Allen was a top pick, has so much hype around his name. Every time you mention this guy's name to a West Coast fan or a fan of AFL in general, and I feel like this is the year we can finally see him break out with looking like the Josh Kenny could be his last year at AFL, and they need someone to pair along with Jack Darling. And the next up for the Western Bulldogs, I've gone for a guy that had kind of had a little bit of a breakout year in 2020, and that was Bailey Williams. A real like nobody type of name coming into this year, but played I think every single game. It was a great key a great defender that could lock down his opponent, but did have the ability to rebound the football, intercept mark, and could be it seems like a great player for the future for the Bulldogs. Now, thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. I've been loving making these videos lately, and you guys seem to be loving watching them, so subscribe, drop a like, and thanks for watching.